Hello everyone, I've been reading online a lot of people's thoughts when it comes to flashbangs. I mostly have seen these discussions in Reddit posts on r/protect_and_serve, but also on the r Ready or Not page. In the background, I'm going to have some gameplay footage of Ready or Not with some flashbang usage mixed in. If you have not seen my Ready or Not videos, you'll know I love this game for its use as a tactical simulator, and for its demonstrating decently realistic scenarios us officers and military members can encounter. Today, I'd like to talk about what I think of flashbangs as a person who has had first-hand experience with these so-called distraction devices. I'm going to be heavily referencing a paper from the Institute for Defense Analysis in this video, and we'll leave a link to the 2019 study down below. Now, having experienced these things in real life, I can tell you firsthand, they are not by any means fun to be around when they go off. The study I referenced before shows a perfect graph that represents essentially everything I felt when I got flashbanged and the effects therein. Here we can see that one of the researchers left his cursor in the screenshot. Wow, good job, man. More importantly, we can see the flashbang being set off and see that overpressure, which is the increase in specific atmospheric pressure for the room that the subjects are experiencing, is the leading cause of any of the flashbang's resultant effects. T2 shows thoracic pressure, which can lead to a vasovagal reflex, which for those of you who don't know is kind of a big deal, because a vagal reflex can cause people's blood pressure, respiratory rate, and heart rate to dip off dramatically. So essentially what T6 entails. Once again, that's huge. I mean, your brain needs oxygen to stay conscious, right? How do you get oxygen? Through breathing in air and the perfusion of oxygen into your blood. What transports oxygen to the head? Blood. No blood pressure, no wakey, eggs and bakey. Instead, you sleep. So we just addressed one direct effect from a flashbang, and we already got people sleeping in a firefight, which is a joke because more realistically, things are being amped up, causing a high amount of epinephrine/adrenaline to be swirling around in a person's body, which would increase the blood pressure of the person, mitigating some of the vagal reflex effects. But anyway, T3 in this diagram shows what effects we are more striving for when using a tool like the flashbang. Vestibular effects, or in plain English, the effects of the flashbang on your balance, are huge. The flashbang goes off and emits a pretty intense pressure wave. This causes overpressure, resulting in a sudden influx of pressure inside the ear of the subject. This results in what us researchers call an ouchie. Pain is felt by the subject as the bang goes off that emits a 170 decibel sound wave, which is like sitting next to a space shuttle. The wave can cause an immediate perforation of the eardrum, which I don't know about you, sounds pretty uncomfy. Moreover, it leads to dizziness, as your cochlea that is in charge of giving your brain information about your spatial awareness is quintessentially borked, which some of us would call not good for trying to do the shooty. Now, here's the thing. Our ears are not the only sense affected here, though. No, in fact, it affects our sense of taste as well. Just kidding, it's our eyeballs. The flash made from a flashbang is capable of making over 7 megacandela. That's over 40 million lumens. That is bright, like stupid bright. This level of brightness causes bleached photopigments in our eyes. If you've ever looked at a bright light, or even in Ready or Not when your teammate absolutely boofs a flashbang and it lands next to you instead, you can get a good picture as to what this might look like. Part of that, though, is that you can't see anymore. Your eyes are just incapable of taking in light, as your rods and cones are still bleached, making them ineffective at their job. All of these things lead to an effective shift in a person, inducing a great deal of fight or flight into the subject. Hopefully more flight than fight, but they also reduce the ability of a subject to effectively return fire or put up a fight in general. Making someone combat inefficient is helpful on the path to making them combat ineffective. Now, I strongly recommend you read the whole paper. It's super cool, and Figure 7 shows all the impacts flashbangs can have on you in expanded detail.
Oh shoot, dude, we haven't even talked about 9 bangs yet. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so 9 bangs are legit so awesome to me. It's literally just a flashbang that goes off 9 times. But I mean, having seen it in real life, that thing works, my guy.
Hope the video caught that.
Being in a super enclosed area with a flashbang that goes off 9 times is super uncomfy. In the like 3rd or 4th time that thing goes off, you are doing everything you can to make the pain stop. After the 6th and 7th time, you're essentially wanting to die. No part of you, well, at least a decently motivated subject, is wanting to fight after being hit with a 9-bang. Now, this does not preclude people that are on forms of, let's say, medicated enhancement to remain motivated after being hit with a bang. It's absolutely possible and something to factor in when you are addressing subject/threat identification. For those situations, you can use other forms of less lethal, but we will save that for another day. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I really do appreciate it. And remember our sole objectives. Stop the killing, stop the dying. I'll see y'all later.